The only thing many people have to offer these days are burdens of grief. And especially if you're going to be dealing with toxic people, that's all they're going to bring you is sorrow and grief. And sometimes you'll have to lay out your grief before you and deal with it, and according to however the sorrow or grief is. And other times it's something that you just need to walk away from, because it's not even your grief a lot of the time. It's theirs that they're giving to you because they're trying to latch on to your good energy. And so when I say let your mysteriousness be a repellent to toxic people, I mean in many ways and in shapes of the word, you have to be mysterious around these people. You have to be somebody that they cannot figure out. Because if you're somebody that they can't really figure out, then they can't really latch onto your energy. And so you can be neutral and you can be transparent with them. You can be anybody that you need to be around them. Be like the air around them, right? But ultimately, what these people are going to be after is your positivity, your joy, and that's what the devil does, right? He comes to steal, take, and destroy. And in many ways, that's the only thing that these toxic people have to offer is to take. They don't have anything else to do. And it's not even about going out and getting after it or taking what's yours or claiming what's yours. That's not what they're doing. They're trying to take what somebody else has built and treat it like their own. I've seen this countless times. I've seen this in the business world. I've seen this in relationships. I've seen this in many different ways and shapes. And when I first started doing YouTube, I knew that I had a lot of information about this topic that I wanted to get out, but in many ways, I'm actually learning how to articulate it better, what happened, the more that I do these kinds of videos. And so I hope that, and my intention with these videos is that this will give you a deeper understanding so that you don't have to be around these kinds of people if you don't have to be. Their superfluousness is not your responsibility. So if you're able to recognize if you're in the presence of somebody toxic, there's usually a few signs, right? You'll come away from the interaction feeling a bit de-energized. You will not feel like you just went through something really great. You will feel like there was a burden just placed on your shoulders. You might feel a little bit sick in your stomach. And the reason being is because their nervous system, these toxic people, these narcissists, they literally do not have a way to regulate their emotions, so their nervous system is haywire. So it's everywhere. There's no way for you to possibly gain any kind of semblance of understanding with them because they don't even understand themselves. And so you're not going to be able to understand them, but they're going to only be able to understand you based off of what information you give them. And keep in mind, these people sometimes are manipulative and they don't even mean to be. It's just how they are. That's how they were raised, was to manipulate to get their way. And so if you're around somebody like this where you're noticing that they're like manipulating you so that they can get their way, what they're actually doing is just doing what they know best. They don't know anything else. And it's not really for you to understand anyway. You don't need to understand somebody else's pain. It's not to say that you cannot have empathy or compassion for these people, but if they're trying to project what they are and who they are, which is a disgusting creature that is an energy vampire, onto you, that's somebody that you need to definitely get away from immediately. And the only way that you can do that is by being unpredictable. I say at this point, because I've had stalkers in the past and I've had gang stalking and people that literally put smear campaigns on my name so that I can't get a job in the area, or I cannot talk to my family members without certain things popping up. And it's a hell of a place to be. Literally, you're feeling as though you're in hell and you don't really know why, because all you did was try to speak the truth. All you did was trying to bridge the gap between everybody, and it backfired in your face, because these people don't want to be helped. Okay, these people, I don't know who needs to hear this, but a lot of these toxic people, they don't want to be helped, and they don't feel like they need to be helped. They do need to be helped, but are they going to get the help that they need? Probably not. And they don't even know who to go to really either, because if you're somebody that is a toxic person, again, we don't need to necessarily understand them and what they're doing exactly. All we need to know is that they're doing something toxic. This is the behavior. We can either put up boundaries and hold the boundaries and let them walk all over us, or we can do something different and we can walk away from the situation and completely cut them off. Because these people only want to sow sorrow and misunderstanding, and some of these people will intentionally misunderstand you. And so I've dealt with a lot of these different kinds of people throughout my life, and it never really got easier to deal with up until I started to heal myself. Because what I noticed was that I was repeating patterns. I was repeating patterns of relationships between people that I didn't even really know, and the people that I was being around from the get-go, from day one, right? So a lot of my family members, I had certain kinds of relationships, and I noticed that there were certain patterns that I would have with like uncles or with aunts or with grandparents, whether they're male or female. I would have certain kinds of patterns with certain individuals, friends too, and I would have these patterns, and I saw this as I got older. I literally saw that I was seeing those same patterns reflected in my day-to-day life in the real world. And that was interesting to me, because I was thinking to myself, well, these people aren't my parents, these aren't my family, and yet I'm experiencing the same kind of patterns. Somebody's blasting music over there. I'm experiencing the same kind of patterns with these people, and I don't know why. Well, it turned out the reason why was because I wasn't healing. And so after, it was about my probably my junior year of college was when I really began healing. And I started to realize just how psychotic most people are, and how most people do not want to take accountability for their life. Most people don't want to control their lives. They don't want to be in control of their lives. They want other people to control their lives, and they want to be stuck in the patterns. I wanted to break the patterns, and I wanted to be in control of my life. I had no clue how, though. I had no clue how. And even to this day, it's not like I'm some great success story that, like, I went from zero to hero like Hercules, but I healed so much so that I'm able to be a person for other people that I could have been. Like, I was always meant to be this person. I was always meant to be the person I am today. And I'm just continuing to grow. I'm just continuing to get better every single day. And that's the way that we all ought to live, right? So even though I'm not necessarily at the top echelons of power or influence, I've got enough to be content with how I've made an impact in the world so far and the purpose that I've had in the world. But that doesn't mean I'm done. I'm not done. And these toxic people, they want to see you done. But when they can't figure you out, when you're mysterious, it's because why you're being misunderstanding of them. Well, how do I say this? Why you are not understanding what they're doing and what they're saying, it's because they're gaslighting or they're manipulating. They can't understand you because you're being neutral. When you can be neutral and simply speak spirit and truth into the situation, they don't know how to handle that. They can't figure you out. And sometimes this will repel them, especially if they're extremely toxic. They will be repelled because what does a toxic person want? They want to control people. They don't want to control themselves. So that's going to be the key differentiator between toxic people and people that are actually trying to get somewhere in life. People that are actually trying to get somewhere in life want to control themselves. They want to be able to have self-mastery. People that are trying to get ahead and take advantage of other people want to know how to control other people. What that is witchcraft and sorcery. It's as simple as that. And so this is going to be something that, whether you are aware of it or not, it's going to be paramount to your success overall. Because if you don't understand how to deal with these toxic people, they're going to take advantage of you. They absolutely are. These people are ruthless. And you need to be ruthless as well, but not in the way of manipulation, of having self-respect. You need to be relentless in having self-respect. And the wind agrees with me on that. But anyways, guys, I just had a nice big meal. It's pretty nice outside now, and getting ready to get back to some other projects the rest of the night. I had to take a little bit of a break. I was going nonstop, and then finally this afternoon, it was like all of the gears were like kaput. And so I took a nap, which I like never do. I took a nap, and I woke up feeling much more at ease and refreshed. And so after a meal, gonna go on a walk here a little bit after making this video, upload this video, and then get back to some other side projects there. But keep an eye out down the line. We've got some more stuff coming in. We've got some more things happening in the Regal Change Academy. So if you're interested in that, feel free to look at the description box below and you'll see more information there. I appreciate you guys, and I wish you all the best. Peace be with you. Till next time.